Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. As today we are in week 3 of June 2022. We are halfway to Money in the Bank. At the end of June we have this week's episode of shows. We have one more episode of shows, and then after that will be the Money in the Bank Premium Live Event pay-per-view special. Oh, so exciting. So much built up. We have one more contestant to be confirmed over on NXT in the men's Money in the Bank. Other than that, we have 11 out of the 12. A lot of matches already set up and a lot more still to come. So without further ado, let's just get into it. And let's just begin. As always, what else are we going to start with? With another episode of Monday Night Raw. And Raw gets underway with a segment I'm sure everyone loves. It gets the Money in the Bank every year. And my Twitter and everything is plastered with pictures and videos of this promo saying greatest Money in the Bank promo ever. So let's just run that. It's the one where they're all sitting on top of the ladders in the ring. We all love it. There's only one Money in the Bank match where we have all the contestants. It'll be the women's Money in the Bank. Mandy Rose and Shayna Baszler from Raw, Candice LeRae and Jade Cargill from NXT, and Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair from Friday Night Smackdown. All sat atop their ladders, all just verbally going at it. Jade Cargill starting up, saying that she is box office. She might be the newest superstar in this match, but don't underestimate her, because Jade Cargill is box office. Jade Cargill is destined for greatness, and Jade Cargill is ready to climb that ladder of success to the top and get that briefcase. And Candice talking about how she's been waiting so long for this moment. How years in NXT, a lot of people just looking at her as Johnny Gargano's wife. But she's ready to be Candice LeRae champion. And becoming Candice LeRae Miss Money in the Bank, first of all, goes a long way to that. And then Shayna interrupting, and Shayna saying, can everyone just shut up? Okay? In this ring, only one of us has been a women's champion this year. And I'm talking about a real women's title. Not those make-believe little tag belts you two have, Becky and Charlotte. No. I'm talking about a real women's title. The women's Universal Championship. Only one of us in this ring have held that this year. Hell, only one of us in the ring ever held that championship. Only one of us in this ring ever held the Women's World Championship. And that's me as well. Shayna Baszler. And I'm going to climb that ladder, and I'm going to get that briefcase, and I'm going to get my world title back. And Becky Lynch saying to just shut up, okay? Big words coming from a loser. And Shayna not too happy with that. Who are you calling a loser? And Becky Lynch saying, well, I mean, it's quite clear in your phrasing. The optimum word, isn't it? You were champion, past tense, but you lost it. You lost the Women's World title at WrestleMania. You lost the Women's Universal title at WrestleMania. And hell, you had plenty of times to get that Women's Universal Championship back now, didn't you? WrestleMania Backlash, it was a 6-man tag match against Ronnie and me and Charlotte. And you lost, didn't you, Shayna? And then at No Mercy, you lost again, didn't you? And Shayna saying that if you can shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you. And Becky then saying, oh, bring it, okay? Big words. Come meet me any Friday you want, any time, and I'll kick your... Oh, yeah. No, you can't fight on Fridays, can you? Because you lost to little Roddy at No Mercy. And so you can't come on Smackdown anymore, can you? Mandy Rose intervening, saying, can everyone shut up, okay? Mandy Rose back, new attitude, and ready to climb to the top as women's champion at long last. And Charlotte has very much had enough of everything. She's the queen. She is Charlotte frickin' Flair. Multi-time women's champion, a current women's champion with this belt. And it's her destiny to win Money in the Bank, finally add some goddamn class to the list of winners. And to win the women's championship. For 93, you get the gist of the promos. All 6 of these women want to be Miss Money in the Bank, or want to climb that ladder and get their hands on that briefcase and get their hands on a woman's title. Who will? Only time will tell. Let me know in the comments down below who you think is walking out with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase from these 6 very good competitors. As then next up, With the first match of the evening, we have Apollo Crews making his Raw debut in action against Killian Dane. Just an easy little match. Apollo Crews, who gets a mild concussion. Maybe it's not an easy little match. 62, 79 Apollo, 48 Dane. It's mild, so hopefully Apollo won't be out for too long with that. Fingers crossed. He does beat Dane though, so he's fine. Sustained a mild concussion, that's fine. As then we go backstage to Naomi being interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Nia Jax there, of course, as well. Last week, Alexa Bliss beating Nia Jax by count out, putting her through the announcer's table and getting in the ring just in time. But then Naomi beating her down after the match when she was very tired and out of it anyway. And Naomi taunting Alexa, saying she laid her out, just like she'll lay her ass out on Money in the Bank. Alexa Bliss is not a real champion. It's Naomi's time to get a women's title. Again, when in walks to defend Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross is not happy. She says she knows she's not a Raw superstar, but she couldn't just sit idly by over on NXT and watch as her best friend Alexa was attacked and was in the way that Naomi did it. She just couldn't stand by and watch it happen. Calls Naomi a bully, and she says if she wants to fight, then Alexa might not be here to give it to her, but I am. For an 80. That is like Naomi versus Nikki Cross. Hopefully a good match. Fingers crossed. As then we go backstage to Apollo Crews. Mild concussion. He was medically checked. So he's fine to walk around backstage for a few segments. With Omos and Bubba Tunde, of course, they walk into Edris and Nafe. And Apollo saying to Edris, I hope you watched that. And Edris saying, oh, sorry, I was busy with something else. How'd it go? I assume you won because you're, talking about it. And Apollo's saying that you can go back and watch it, okay? And you can see exactly why you should take me up on the offer, which I am kindly putting on the table for you again, to go under my tutelage with Omos and Baba Tunde here. Offer is still there, Edris, and I highly advise you to take it. And Edris saying, you know what? I thought about what you said last week, Apollo. I realized, you know what? There's no shame in admitting that maybe I am young and maybe I do still need some teaching to help me refine my skills and help me move to the next level. And Apollo's saying, you know what? That's great to hear. Okay, I'm sure you're going to find my teaching very helpful, very knowledgeable, and help you ascend in your career. And they're just saying, this is awkward now. I didn't mean with you. I already found a different teacher. And Apollo's like, what? Why? I offered you my teaching services. Why would you go to someone who did you go to? And just as he asked that, into frame walks Andre Chase. Andre Chase, the 24/7 champion. Oh God, I can't explain it. I really love booking Andre Chase. I'm a big fan. And Andre Chase walks in, holding a Chase U jumper, and he says to Edris, well, we don't have your size, but, this should fit. This is about it. And Apollo's saying, you're kidding me, right? Andre Chase saying, no, I really think this will fit him. It might be a little baggy, but I think it'll do the job. And Apollo's saying, no, I'm not talking about the size, okay? No, I'm talking about you, Edris, choosing this buffoon to teach you over me, Apollo Crews. And Chase saying, actually, this is Chase University, a very highly respected establishment, okay? And we're on a class trip right now to Raw, getting some field experience. And if you have any questions about Chase University and our teaching methods and whatnot, then some of my students, I have some of them here, come over, boys. And into frame walks Bodie Hayward and Malik Blade, both wearing their Chase U jumpers, which is a very weird thing to say because in the UK it is burning right now. It's boiling. Oh God, I have my fan off during these recordings because I don't want this fan noise to be what you're hearing, but still. Oh God. They come into frame, and Apollo kind of laughing, saying that these are your students. And then Apollo just saying, these are my students, looking at Omos and Baba Tunde. And Andre saying, cool. And Andre says, well, if you or they want to join Chase U, I can probably find some jumpers in their size or thereabouts. And Apollo says, no. And Chase U says, hey, don't say no so quickly. Hey, there's a match later tonight. Edris and Nafe and Malik Blade, both very new to this establishment, to the highly respected Chase University. Watch them in action, And you'll see, it, even though it's very early into their Chase University studies, I think you'll see they've already picked up a trick or two that's going to help them along the way for a 42. Just a fun segment. It's just fun. I like everything around the 24/7 title and that. It's just fun, and I like it. Andre Chase U, gave him his little logo. He's got Bodie Hayward, and he's got his new students, Malik Blade and Edris Enafe, joining Chase U over Apollo Crews' tutelage. Lovely. Lovely. As then, we stay backstage, and we have a very angry WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly, who goes to the Diamond Mines locker room, smashes on the door. Opening the door up is Malcolm Bivens, and he storms in over to Roderick Strong. Creed brothers up, Taz up. Strong telling him to, just wait. What do you want, Kyle? And Kyle's saying that, he's not happy with Roderick attacking him and all of this. He says he saw last week, and Roderick wants to pretend he's at the top. He wants to pretend he's top dog. We'll prove it. You want another match with me? Bring it. Tonight, main event, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong kind of laughing and saying, you're on. For an 84. Nice little segment. Later tonight, O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, one-on-one again. And will hopefully be a good match. Fingers crossed. As next up, we have the match announced earlier, Naomi taking on Nikki Cross. And in the end, Naomi does pick up the win for an 80. Really good match. 71 Naomi, 68 Nikki Cross. Very pleased with that. After the match, Naomi and Nia Jax, begin attacking Nikki Cross a bit more. How dare you interrupt and insult me like that. Went out, rushes to make the save, of course, the Women's World Champion Alexa Bliss. For her best friend, Nikki Cross. Haven't seen each other since they were drafted apart. They might have had a moment at the Rumble, unsure. But either way, just a nice moment. Bliss rushes out, makes the save. Naomi and Nia Jax retreating up the ramp as Alexa Bliss helps Nikki to her feet. Nikki sees it's Alexa, and the two just share a hug. A nice embrace for an 85. Lovely. Lovely little segment. Bliss and Cross having a little reuniting here. As next up is a tag team match. It's the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Broserweights. Orton and Garza were in action last week, and now the Broserweights getting a chance to show what they can do against the team of Edris Enafe and Malik Blade of Chase University. Andre Chase and Bodie Hayward at ringside. Bodie Hayward waving the Chase U flag. Andre Chase giving out some teachings during the match. And Blade and Enafe, they put in a good effort. It's their first time teaming together, but they've got some natural chemistry. But in the end here, it is expectedly the Raw Tag Champs, the Broserweights, who pick up the win. Pete Dunne pinning Malik Blade with a bitter end for a 77. Pretty good match. 96 Riddle, 93 Dunne. They're both doing really well. 25 Malik and 27 Enafe. All doing pretty well. Chase U, Blade and Enafe, first time teaming together. Coming up short against the Raw Tag Champs, but putting in a good performance at the very least. Lovely to see Broserweights getting the win. As then we go backstage to MVP with the Hurt Business, of course, around him. Bobby Lashley moves Ezra Judge, Theo Madden, and Angelo Dawkins. That's a big group. I do big groups if you haven't noticed, usually. And MVP saying that maybe Lashley won't be in Money in the Bank, but now Damian Priest won't either, huh? No. Whilst Lashley won't be climbing a ladder at Money in the Bank and pulling down a briefcase, he is going to be bringing some championship gold back to the Hurt Business, because if you're not too much of a coward, Damian Priest, then Lashley will happily correct that defeat to you he suffered a few weeks back and take that championship you got over your shoulder for a 76. MVP laying out the challenge for Lashley on his behalf for a match with Damian Priest for that hardcore championship. Will Priest accept? Well, Priest is usually a fighting champion, and he also usually doesn't like it when people get in his business, so probably. As next up, we go backstage. Just a nice, more Chase U. You can never have too much. Andre Chase, Bodie Hayward, Edris Enafe, and Malik Blade. Malik Blade and Edris Enafe, nursing their wounds a bit, icing each other or whatever, or themselves more likely. And Andre Chase, saying that you put in some good work out there, but you did make some mistakes. Now, you've only been training at Chase University and doing your studying there for about a week now, just under. So it's understandable you haven't got these rookie mistakes out of your playbook yet. A bit more time at Chase University. You'll get there. We'll go back to school, in class. We'll go over the tapes, okay? And we got some teachable moments, everybody, to go over and to make sure these mistakes don't happen again, okay? When in walks Apollo Crews, Omos, and Baba Tunde. And Apollo Crews, not impressed, saying to Edris, this is what you choose, huh? You choose to be a loser and a failure with these clowns instead of coming and learning under a champion. And Andre Chase saying that Chase University has won many championships, University of the Year multiple times. It's a championship winning university. And Apollo Crews says he's talking about real championships. Intercontinental champion, United States champion. Andre Chase says those championships will come. The more time people like Edgerton Arthur and Bodie Hayward and Malik Blade spend learning at Chase University, the closer and closer they will get to championship conditioning. That is what Chase University is all about. It's about creating a championship body, but most importantly, a championship winning mind. And Apollo Crews is just not very impressed. Amongst the distraction, R-Truth tries to sneak up behind Andre Chase, but Andre Chase spots him out and, stops the roll up and says to R-Truth, who's still on the ground, no. Okay, everybody, this right here, once again, a teachable moment. R-Truth, you're pretty loud on the come up. I did hear you. I turned, I saw you out of the corner of my eye. Not a very good hiding place. Come back again. We'll go again, and we'll see if you can get it next time. Okay, champ? Kind of slaps him on the butt as R-Truth goes away. And Apollo Crews just not impressed, saying that, okay, you're a joke, okay? Andre says, whoa, you questioning my teaching credentials? Huh? You questioning Andre Chase of Andre Chase University's teaching credentials here? You know what, kids? You know what, students? Okay? Next week, I'm going to give you a personal demonstration when I kick this guy's ass. And Apollo Crews just kind of laughing about it and saying, I'll see you next week then. For 56, next week, Andre Chase makes his Raw debut against Apollo Crews. If Apollo Crews is fit and healthy, hopefully, fingers crossed. It's just a mild concussion, so I don't want to get a lawsuit, but I should be able to work through it, right? Before next up, we have a match between Kevin Owens and MJF, Raw's two contestants in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens qualified last week in the triple threat pinning Damian Priest. MJF just about kept his spot, but still going one-on-one here. Who's going to come out on top? In the end, it is MJF with a low blow and a handful of tights getting the victory for an 88. A massive win for MJF. 93 Owens, 69 MJF. Very nice. Really good match, as you'd expect. MJF gets the win. Kevin Owens, very angry though. MJF taunting. It might not have been a clean win, but it was a win over Kevin Owens here for an 84. MJF continues this momentum. He still, since making his WrestleMania debut, has not been pinned and has not been submitted. He has 2 defeats in a Fatal 5-Way and a Fatal 4-Way, I want to say. There was the Fatal 5-Way and then the Triple Threat last week. Neither time he was pinned, so he still has not been pinned. And he gets a massive win over Kevin Owens in the process. Before the main event of this evening, it is the WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly taking on the Diamond Mines Roderick Strong. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong wanting to get some aggression out. Bobby Fish accompanying Kyle to ringside to try and, stop any potential shenanigans from happening, I do suppose. And in the end, the referee gets a bit knocked, as they tend to do. The Undisputed Era's former members, when they're doing battle, there's a lot of pent-up anger against each other. The referee is usually a casualty of war in these environments. As Carl and Roddy go out, the Creed brothers try and get involved, but Bobby Fish into the ring, steel chair in hand, taking out Julius, taking out Brutus, and then seeing Roderick Strong taunting him, and Bobby hitting Roderick Strong, but Bobby not noticing the referee getting up and seeing it and calling for the bell. Roderick Strong gets the win via disqualification here. He taunted Bobby Fish into it hitting him, and Roderick Strong does get a victory here over Kyle O'Reilly because of it. For an 87, good match. 97 Kyle, 81 Roderick Strong. Not enough selling shown. They were just hitting the hell out of each other, which, this does sound like a Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong match, to be honest. After the match, Kyle O'Reilly not happy. Roderick Strong's kind of nursing himself a little bit. Kyle and Bobby arguing. What the hell was that? I had that. Bobby Fish saying he was helping him. He was stopping the Creed brothers. And Kyle not happy, shoving Bobby. Bobby shoving Kyle. These two, amongst all the Undisputed Explosion chaos, these two have stayed pretty tight, But it's kind of reaching a boiling point, especially with all the stuff around them. Anger flaring and Kyle and Bobby kind of just shoving each other. as Roderick gets back to his feet, steel chair to the back of Bobby Fish, going for Kyle O'Reilly. Them fighting, Roderick Strong attacking Kyle, Adam Cole rushing out as well, attacking Roderick Strong after last week. A massive four-man brawl once again ensues between these four guys, all of them going for all of them, even Bobby and Kyle are going for each other for a 92. Security piling out is here, road agents, refs, everyone, members of the locker room even, superstars, to separate these four superstars as walks onto the stage Triple H, and he is not happy, suited up. He says, this is enough, okay? You four seem to have serious problems with each other, and it needs to end. So this is what we're going to do. Money in the Bank for the WWE Championship. Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole versus Roderick Strong versus Bobby Fish in a fatal four-way elimination match. Okay? And I've seen the chaos that ensues when you four get in a ring together. I've seen it firsthand on numerous occasions. And when this match is done, it's done. And so we are not having any chance of this messing up. And so, for that case, you know what? I was there when the Undisputed Era was born. And so I'll be there when it's dead and buried for good. Because in the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match, the special guest referee will be me. For a 99, incredible Triple H, a massive announcement, Money in the Bank, not just briefcases to look out for. The WWE title on the line, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Era Fatal 4-Way match. It's so much anger in all four of these men. It needs to end, and it ends here. Fatal 4-Way Elimination match for the WWE title. Special guest referee will be Triple H, the man who was in charge of NXT when the Undisputed Era was signed, when they formed, when they had their reign of dominance over the black and gold. He will be there to watch this epic final conclusion to the Undisputed Era for that 99. Incredible. Overall rating for Raw is a 91. Amazing episode. A lot of good stuff. You know, the main event and ending show stuff especially, but a lot of good stuff as well in there throughout. Owens and MJF did really well. The Women's World Title stuff was really good. And rating-wise, the night done well. But I just really like booking Andre Chase, so I'm happy with it. As another episode of Raw has come and gone, Raw's probably my favourite thing to book right now. It's just a lot of fun. The roster's really good. But still, another show that I really enjoy booking is up next as the build-up to Money in the Bank continues, and we find out the final contestant in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match on another edition of NXT. And NXT gets underway with LA Knight, Socrates, Torres, Alfonso Bourbon, and Cameron Grimes coming down to the ring in a very happy mood. Took out Chad Gable a few weeks back last week. Main event, Socrates, Torres beating Rey Mysterio following a bit of interference and a bit of distraction work at ringside. And LA Knight's in a very, very upbeat mood. He says 2 weeks ago when they arrived here on NXT, they laid out Chad Gable and I stood tall with the NXT Championship, and then last week Socrates over here, he beat the so-called legendary Rey Mysterio in the middle of this ring. 1, 2, 3. And so if there's any question in your mind, I want you to erase it, because become Money in the Bank, you'll be looking at your new NXT champion and Cruiserweight Tag Team champions. We're going to be covered in gold. So you know what? I got an idea. LA Knight's got an idea. Let's prepare you all for it. We're going to be covered in gold anyway, so why don't you just call us the Golden Gods already, because that is what we are. We got the Spanish gods by my side. We got L.A. Knight, the $1 million megastar. We are always dripping in gold, and come Money in the Bank, we'll be holding some gold as well. Yeah. As the Mysterios come out, not very happy. Obviously, Mysterio not much happy with that defeat after the interference / distraction. Dominic especially not happy, and Dominic saying he's had enough, saying you want to keep running your mouth, then let's do it right here, right now. Standing up to LA Knight and just kind of laughing and saying, "Kid, I'm not gonna fight you, okay? You want a match though? Then, hey Alfonso, you want this?" And Alfonso saying, "Hell yeah." And then I think, well, there we go. I mean, Socrates already here. He beat your dad's ass last week. So you want your ass kicked as well, then I'm sure Alfonso will happily oblige for that one. For a 100, really good opening segment. Needed a name for these guys because I can't just say all their individual names every week. And going with the Golden Gods at the minute. Yeah, I had some ideas. Name subject to change, but we'll go with the Golden Gods right now. A prophecy, a golden prophecy. What is better on the black and gold brand than a golden prophecy, huh? As we kick off tonight with Dominic Mysterio versus Alfonso Bourbon. We are main eventing with our final Money in the Bank qualifier, and so I thought I'd open with this. No offense to him, not expecting the highest rating, as in the end, following a special appearance by the NXT champion Chad Gable, it is Dominic Mysterio with the roll-up. Last week, a distraction interference allows Socrates Torres to roll up Mysterio for the win, and this time Gable appearing from the crowd, attacking LA Knight, Bourbon getting distracted, Mysterio rolling him up, and hooking the tights a little bit himself. 1, 2, 3 for a 52. 50 Alfonso, 43 Dom, both doing alright. Dominic Mysterio does pick up the win here. After the match, Chad Gable and the Mysterios go up the ramp, very happy, taunting the Golden Gods. LA Knight especially not happy. Not just about, his squad losing, but about Chad Gable attacking him. Chad Gable getting one over him here, maybe. LA Knight, the $1 billion megastar, not happy for a 78. Good little start to the show here. I'm happy. As next up is a match advertised last week. We have Mickie James taking on Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez looking for a massive win here over against a legendary superstar, Mickie James, kind of the gatekeeper, that's the word I wanted, around here of the women's division. Candice LeRae beat her. Annie Cooper's out on the shelf in a minute. Cora Jade beat her though. And now Roxanne Perez beats her as well. Big win for Roxanne Perez, hitting the Prodigy and picking up the victory with the 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. 51 for the match. Yeah. 45 Mickie, 46 Roxanne. Roxanne doing really well. Very happy. Big fan of Roxanne Perez. Mickie James, no offense to her, doing her role. This is her role that she's in here, and she does it very well. So no complaints really. 51, good. And then we go have a little promo video from Destined for Greatness, especially focusing on Carmelo Hayes, the pseudo leader, and Jade Cargill. They're both getting ready for Money in the Bank. Jade Cargill's ready to make her shot count at Money in the Bank in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Carmelo Hayes is ready to make his shot count in the NXT North American Championship match with Isaiah Swerve Scott. They both say that it's Destined for Greatness policy. When they shoot, they won't miss. And so to come Money in the Bank, come after Money in the Bank, you're going to be looking at two superstars who are destined for greatness. One covered in gold and one with a lot more money in the bank. As a 67. Good. Another good promo segment. The show is going pretty well. No issues or complaints for me, really. Yeah, just going well. As then, next up, we have another match that's kind of been building. We have Kalisto digging on Tony D'Angelo. Tony debuted 2 weeks back, and he beat, I want to get this right, he beat Lince Dorado. Last week was 6-man tag Lucha Dragons versus the family, Tony, Otis, and Tucker. And Tony won for his team, pinning Gran Metalik. And so he's pinned 2/3 of Lucha Dragons. He's going for the final one. Kalisto's not been happy with the defeats, and he's looking to get the win for Lucha Dragons here against Tony D'Angelo with his family watching on from ringside. But in the end, it is Tony D'Angelo who gets the win for a 68. Good match. Tony hits to forget about it, and Kalisto can forget about beating Tony D'Angelo here. 80 Kalisto. Jesus, Kalisto. That was amazing from you. 44 Tony. Tony getting built up. It's all about family for Tony D'Angelo. A massive win for him here as he continues a very good start on NXT. Love Tony me. It's weird. Probably the two favourite people for me booking wise right now. I just really like booking Andre Chase and Tony D'Angelo. I like characters, I guess, is how you could look at that. They're just both really fun to book, honestly. As then, we go backstage. Kayla interviewing Bayley and NXT Women's Champion Dakota Kai. you know, a lot of respect for each other. But when it comes to it, they both want to win in that NXT Women's title match or Money in the Bank, and they're both in action next week. Both getting a showcase, both getting to get any ring rust off, ready for their match at Money in the Bank for an 80. Just a nice little interview promo segment. One of them on the card. Hopefully a really good match when they meet as well. Fingers crossed. As then, next up, we have a tag team match. It is the Black Hartwell Tank Express. Indy Hartwell and Shotzi Blackheart taking on Buffer, then your boyfriend, Persia Protter, and Tiffany Stratton. Black Hartwell Express are a little bit banged up still from the attack last week. You know, they got some tape on or whatever. And maybe that injury or, you know, pain they're feeling, not 100% plays its part, as it is Buffer than your boyfriend, who still a little bit of cheating, a referee distracted, and what can we have here? Using a foreign object, Tiffany Stratton gets her little purse, and, you know, maybe it's a bit heavier than usual. Maybe there's a brick in there. Yeah, we're not going to show you having a brick in there, but it's heavier than a purse should be. Hits, who's that say, Shotzi in the face, covers her 1, 2, 3, 51 for the match. Good little match. Buffy and your boyfriend get the win against not 100% Black Hartwell Tank Express and following some cheating. But Buffer do pick up the victory. 52 Shotzi, 47 Persia, 49 Indy, 32 Tiffany. Good match. Happy. Another good match. Show moving well. Just building a lot of people up in NXT still, and very happy to do so. Big fan of a lot of these wrestlers. As what's up next? Next up, we go backstage, and Kayla Braxton's interviewing the family. Tony D'Angelo, Otis the Bulldozovich, Tucker Knight, and we got Happy Harland, everyone's favorite. And Tony is in a good mood. He said, "You see me out there, Kayla? I was an animal. I was a machine out there. Big Tony D'Angelo, free for free now with my family by my side. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, Kayla. You can come with us tonight. We're celebrating. We're going. I know this place, Kayla. Beautiful. The best meatballs you ever had." As then Tony sees someone walk into frame, and he kind of stops a bit. You know, maybe a bit anxious, not expecting this person. Don Wagner, what are you doing here? And Don Wagner says, Tony, the boss wants to see you. And Tony's saying, whoa, what do you mean the boss wants to see me? You want to congratulate me, huh? Hey, Don, Mr. Wagner, we're going celebrate my big win tonight, going out, huh? You know, like linguinis, we're going there. I'll get you some meatballs, Wagner. I know you like them. Now I'm saying, Tony, the boss needs to see you. For a 39, very urgent, yes. Very weird statement to say. I wanted to use Von Wagner, and so I brought him in, given him a new name, and Von Wagner is now Don Wagner. And Tony, he's got a meeting with the big boss. Who is that? Next week. Love Tony, love booking Tony. 39. The show goes on. As then Kayla Braxton interviewing Chad Gable. Chad Gable not happy. LA Knight attacking him, putting him out. He says he's back. He says he's always been a fighting champion. He's always going to be. And if LA Knight wants to play those games and attack people from behind, then okay. But when it comes to it in the middle of that ring with the NXT Championship on the line, Chad Gable says that he's going to enjoy beating LA Knight. And then Chad Gable gets a bit distracted. He says, sorry, Kayla, I just got it. Is that? And then he goes over to someone kind of fishing through the bin, messy shirt and all that. Chad taps him on the shoulder. The guy kind of leans out of the bin, and it's Corbin. And Corbin, he hasn't shaved, his hair's growing. You know, he's got this shirt with broken buttons and stains on it. And Chad's like, Corbin? And Corbin's like, Chad? Is that you? And Chad says, You okay there? Corbin says, well, you know, I lost the crown and that, and then my wife left me, and well, this is the only shirt I had, and she emptied the bank account, so I can't get any more. I was hungry, so I was just looking for food, and Chad saying, Are you okay? Corbin says, you know, I'll bounce back, you know. I mean, I I was I was gonna go back to Baron, but I couldn't afford to get that back either. So it's just Corbin now. And Chad says, well, good luck. And Chad kind of walking away. Corbin very down, and it's like, we all love bum ass Corbin, don't we? Oh, he's going for a lot right now. 88 for that good little promo. Corbin. If there are the best of times, these are the worst of times for Corbin. Can he turn it around? We'll find out. As it is main event time, the final Money in the Bank qualifier for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Legado's leader, Andrade, taking on Austin Theory. They've met twice before, and twice before Carmelo Hayes has got involved, and twice before Theory has beat Andrade. And Andrade, a very angry man, wanting to bounce back, wanting to avenge these defeats to Theory, wanting to prove he belongs at the top. And he just goes all out. Theory giving a really good go here. But in the end, it is Andrade who hits La Sombra and picks up the win and qualifies for Money in the Bank. Shout out to the nice little Legado stable frames as well. They finally got one, a nice purple. Lovely. As Andrade picks up the victory and qualifies for Money in the Bank. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match is set. Kevin Owens, MJF, Andrade, Johnny Gargano, Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles. A stacked Money in the Bank, honestly. What a field. What a match that would be. I haven't even acknowledged this as a 98. Andrade with a 95, 80 Austin Theory. Jesus Christ, Andrade. He's really good at wrestling, isn't he? 98, Andrade stands tall in the ring, Legado with him as he looks up and points to that Money in the Bank briefcase. But then, it's time to be yourself because you can't be no one else, as out comes the other NXT contestant, a man who has a lot of history with Andrade, Johnny Gargano. And Johnny Gargano coming down to the ring, and him and Andrade staring off. Both men will be fighting for that briefcase come Money in the Bank. They've had battles before over the NXT Championship, especially in incredible matches. And here they are face to face in an NXT ring again. Well, for 100, just staring down, Andrade kind of laughing because he's not alone anymore. As Santos Escobar and Humberto Carrillo kind of step forward either side of Johnny, kind of circling him a little bit, as then outrushes the Cruiserweight champion Trey Griffin into the ring, and he stands beside Gargano. And Legado still have the numbers game, but maybe Andrade, he's just had this high-intensity match with Austin Theory, thinking better of it, leading Legado out of the ring for a 92. Gargano and Griffin stand tall in the ring, a little bit of fist bump, a little bit of respect. Good ending to the show. Final Money in the Bank qualifier match. Wanted the Money in the Bank qualifier to be in the main event, and also Andrade gives really good matches, which helps the show to a rating of 96. What a show, what a match from Andrade, dragging Austin Theory to that 98. A lot progressing. Shout out Tony D'Angelo, and I'm sure we all love the debut of Don Wagner. Next week, Tony, the boss wants to see him. What's the boss got to say? Who is the boss? We'll find out. 96 for that, though. Really good episode of NXT. I love booking NXT. I literally said earlier this episode, Raw is probably my favourite thing to book. But NXT is Tony. I just really love booking Tony, I think. NXT has come and gone. 2/3 of the way through. One show left to go in this penultimate week of action before our final week of go-home shows heading to Money in the Bank. I can't wait. Let's get to it. And let's get through it. It's time for the final show of the week. And as always, it's time to end with another episode of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with the Smackdown Tag Team Champions, Bronson Reed and Samoa Joe, first making their way out to the ring, which is getting right into action really here. And they're followed by Control. Joe Gacy, of course, leading out Braun Strowman, EC3, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake. And Joe Gacy sends Braun Strowman into the ring. The monster among men stands tall. And Reed and Joe just staring up at him from the outside. And Reed goes to step forward when Joe extends his arm out and stops him and says, "He's mine." And Samoa Joe walks into the ring instead for a 91. Reed and Joe really carried that, especially Reed. Reed's on really good form. Before opening match this evening, Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman. A battle of two big guys. And in the end, Samoa Joe, hanging in there very well, manages to jump from the second rope onto the Braun Strowman's back, get him into that coquina clutch, holding on to him. Braun Strowman trying to fight him off, starting to fade a little bit. as Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake sneak around and start attacking Bronson and Reed fighting them off when EC3 storms in as well, a 3-on-1 attack, Reed getting overtaken by the numbers game. Samoa Joe seeing this and releasing Braun Strowman, trying to drop onto his knees and clutching for breath for a moment as Joe storms over. While Strowman quickly gets onto his feet, Strowman expresses right into Joe, taking him off his feet, drags him up, and then plants him with a running power slam for the 3. 84, pretty good opening match. 87 Strowman, 75 Joe. I'm sorry, Strowman's rating caught me off guard there. As yes, looked like Joe had it, but controls numbers advantage and that Joe Gacy mind games playing a part as Braun Strowman does pick up the win over Samoa Joe here to kick things off. Control just taunting after the match as they stand tall. As then they leave, commercial, whatever. We come back. Tribal Chiefs music hit. Roman Reigns comes out. He's angry. He's not happy. I'll put it like that. With Solo Sikoa also not happy. And Jay looking very apologetic is the word I'll go for. Very down. And Roman telling Jay that he told him if he lost, there'd be consequences. And yeah, here we are. It's Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, standing in the ring with the loser. And I guess that means it's time for the consequences. And Jay apologizing, but Roman saying it's too late. As Roman hands a pair of handcuffs over to Jey Uso and tells him to put him on. And Jay goes to put him on in front of him. And Roman says, no, behind your back. And Jey Uso, as best as possible, Solo helping put him on a bit tight. Jey Uso standing there, his hands cuffed behind his back. And then Roman looking at Solo and says, teach him a lesson then. As a referee comes out, all this arranged by Roman. Jay, surprised. Solo, his brother, stands across from him for this match. Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa. Jey Uso's hands cuffed behind his back. Solo Sikoa here to teach him a lesson, and Jay tries to fight as best he can with just legs. But in the end, Solo Sikoa does pick up the win. 88 for the pre, beautiful, and then the match gets a 76. 76? Yeah, 76. Good little match. Solo Sikoa does pick up the win against handless Jey Uso. 76 Jey, 51 Solo. Solo's getting up there. Roman Reigns getting Solo Sikoa, his new right-hand man of sorts, to enact some Tribal Chief justice on Jey Uso for his failure last week. Roman standing outside the ring after the match, telling Solo to bring him. Solo trying to drags Jey out the ring, slumps him over his shoulder, and just carries him to the back. Good. Show continuing very well. As then we go backstage, Charlotte and Becky, the women's tag champs, talking. In walks very angrily No Mercy's Tay Conti and Sonya Deville. And they're not happy. Sonya very much not happy with how Becky Lynch, talked to Shayna Baszler, leader of No Mercy, who's, on Raw after losing her SmackDown contract. And Becky Lynch saying the same thing that she said to Shayna, to Sonya, saying that if Shayna has a problem with what I said, she can show up SmackDown any time she wants, and I'll kick her ass. Or she could just wait till Money in the Bank, considering she can't come to SmackDown, and I'll kick her ass then. And Tay Conti stepping forward and saying, well, she can't kick your ass right now, so I guess I'll have to do it for her. And Becky Lynch happily accepting. 98, brilliant. Becky Lynch everyone's on incredible form, honestly. I keep saying individuals, Becky Lynch is, but everyone's really on really good form. Later tonight, Becky Lynch versus Tay Conti of No Mercy. As then, next up we have a tag team match. It is the $1 Million champion Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan wanting a $1 Million title match, but her and Bianca getting along, at the very least, against their common enemy, Deonna Purrazzo, taking on the team of Chelsea Green and Lana. Deonna Purrazzo at ringside as two of her little bestie gang members go on head-to-head with Bianca and Liv. And in the end, Bianca and Liv do come out on top. Liv Morgan pinning Chelsea Green following the Liv kick. Deonna tries to get involved, but they stop her. Frankie tries to get involved, they stop her. Aaliyah, still hesitant. Aaliyah seems like she's having some doubts about being a heel. What's a non-heel word? The first word that came to mind was a dickhead. So, yeah, Aaliyah's having some second thoughts about being a dickhead. 69 for the match. Nice, good match. 71 Bianca, 67 Liv, 45 Chelsea, 37 Lana. All doing all right. as it is the win for Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. Good for them. Good for them. We love them. As then we go backstage, Kayla Braxton interviewing Seth Rollins and Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, what's the circle of events here? Seth Rollins versus Zack Ryder last week. Xavier Woods getting involved, costing Zack Ryder the match, and then him and Seth Rollins beating down Zack Ryder after. AJ making the save. Later tonight, Seth Rollins and Xavier Woods teaming up against AJ and Zack Ryder. And Seth and Xavier talking about how they have history. You know, Seth and Xavier, they go way back. They have a connection. AJ Styles and Zack Ryder, that's just two superstars. With Seth Rollins and Xavier Woods, you have two lions, two alphas, two champions, you know, really. And Rollins and Woods say that they're going to win tonight against Styles and Ryder together, and then they're both going to win at Money in the Bank as well for 100. Really good promo between these guys, as you'd expect, wouldn't you? As next up, it is the match announced earlier, Becky Lynch versus Tay Conti. Charlotte and Sonya Deville ringside, of course. Sonya trying to get involved, and Charlotte's just a bit... Charlotte's not actively stopping her, is the word. Charlotte, maybe a bit focused on herself right now. Money in the Bank coming up. Becky Lynch in it. I mean, they're partners, so Charlotte knows how good Becky Lynch is. So maybe thinking, Becky gets beat down a little. Maybe that helps me. When the music of one Ronda Rousey hits, providing the distraction for Sonya, who has been feuding with her. Sonya getting distracted. Becky Lynch, big elbow to Sonya, knocking her off the apron. Tay Conti goes for a kick. Becky Lynch ducking underneath it. And then planting Tay Conti down. Disarmer, taps out, gets the win. Becky Lynch picks up the win. 80 for the match. Good match. 89 Becky, 61 Tay Conti. As Becky Lynch does get a nice window. Yeah, Becky Lynch celebrates her victory. Ronda Rousey taunts Sonya Deville, who attacked her, put her, injured her a little bit, getting one over on her here. And Charlotte Flair's also there for an 87. Good match, good post. Yeah, good. I'm happy. All the shows are good at the moment. I feel like I said the word good a lot, but it's all really good. As then, what's next? We have the main event, a tag team match. AJ Styles and Zack Ryder versus Seth Rollins and Xavier Woods. And in the end, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins are the legal men. Seth Rollins going for the curb stomp. AJ flipping him up, getting him into position for the Styles clash. Woods running into the ring, title in hand. Referee down a bit, trying to hit AJ Styles in the face with it. When out of nowhere, Zack Ryder runs in, hits him with the famouser. I can't remember the name of the finisher, but you know what I'm talking about, the famouser. Allowing AJ to hit the Styles Clash on Seth and cover him for a 1-2-3. Good main event for an 85. 96 Seth, 80 Woods, 83 Styles, 46 Zack. Seth's on. Wow. Really, really good match. As AJ Styles and Zack Ryder do pick up the win. Following, good work, good teamwork from them in the end. AJ and Zack get their arm raised. Seth and Xavier not happy, to put it lightly. 87 for that really good match, very good main event. I'm very happy. As then, we have a little video package ready. Contract signing next. Keith Lee, Cena, Roman Reigns, Thaddeus Bullard, Fatal 4-Way match at Money in the Bank for the Universal title. For a 100, just a video package highlighting the history between these men. What do we have? God, Roman Reigns and John Cena have had battles at the past. Most recent one, Armageddon last year. Roman Reigns won. Roman Reigns, who attacked Thaddeus Bullard last week. Roman Reigns, who pinned Keith Lee last month. Keith Lee beat John Cena in the Elimination Chamber match to get to WrestleMania in the first place, where he won the Universal title, beating Thaddeus Bullard. Thaddeus Bullard, who was Universal Champion, who was Intercontinental Champion, who beat Jey Uso, who's had this history with Keith, and Keith especially here, and Cena is John Cena, 16-time world champ, history with Roman, history with Keith, history with Titus O'Neil. Not so much Thaddeus Bullard, honestly, but still, 100, just a nice little video package before the real main course of the contract signing, all four men signing the contract, all getting to say their piece. Roman saying the head of the table speaks first when Keith tries to speak, saying that about 6 months ago at Armageddon he beat John Cena's ass, saying that last month on Smackdown he beat Keith Lee's ass. Saying last week on Smackdown he beat Thaddeus Bullard's ass. Saying that come Money in the Bank, I'ma smash y'all. I'ma stack all y'all. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna pin all y'all. 1, 2, 3. Because it's that simple. It's the Tribal Chief's time. And it's the top dog's time to take his title. And Bullard's saying that he's had enough of Roman running his mouth. He says this is his yard. But SmackDown's been Bullard's brand for a long time. Ever since he signed after WrestleMania 37, he ran this show. Intercontinental Champion, Universal Champion. Bullard says he bleeds blue, and SmackDown bleeds Bullard. And saying last week he beat Roman Reigns' little lapdog, Jey Uso. And he says that he's the only one in this ring, the only one who's been a champion. I mean, I'll rephrase, who's been a champion that people can remember. Roman was the last time you held a title. John, when was the last time you held a title? Keith, you're holding that title. But, well, when I was holding that title, it was the main event. And when you're holding that title, well, I mean, someone's got to be on the undercard for Ronda Rousey, I guess. It's really quite simple. Thaddeus Bullard is money. Thaddeus Bullard is legacy. Thaddeus Bullard is a Universal Champion. Well, John Cena spoken up saying that, yeah, Roman, you beat me. And yeah, Thaddeus, you've been champion. You held that title. You held the Intercontinental title. You've been a champion around here in the last 2 years. A lot longer than you ain't. And yeah, Keith, Elimination Chamber, you beat me. You won the chamber. You went to WrestleMania and not me. You got your WrestleMania moment and I did not. But I am still John Cena. I am still the 16-time world champion. And when it counts in the middle of this ring, I can still turn it up to 11 and make it 17 in a minute. For Keith quiet. It's been pointed out to him and keeps saying that I just wanted to allow my compatriots a chance to speak, to voice their thoughts and frustrations. But in the end, words are words and actions are actions, and I use my words so eloquently, I know, but I use my fists even more so. That accidentally rhymes. And Keith Lee saying that he is the Universal Champion, and maybe that gets forgotten about when he's in the presence of a 16-time world champion or a tribal chief, or even Thaddeus Bullard, who has dominated this brand for a very long time, and maybe in the presence of such a legitimate icon like Ronda Rousey, Keith Lee could be forgotten. But Keith Lee saying he is still limitless and still ready for those to bask in his glory. He will not be forgotten. He is the Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world. He beat Thaddeus Bullard to win this title. He beat John Cena to fight Thaddeus Bullard to win this title. And when it comes down to it, Tribal Chief versus Limitless Universal Champion, he will beat Roman Reigns too. Because Keith Lee says that he has waited a long time to win this championship, and he's not losing it yet. 100. Really good work from everyone involved. Very happy. Everyone getting to say their piece. Everyone voicing their faults, frustrations, as Keith Lee put it. All four men ready. Both Raw and SmackDown's world titles in fatal four-way matches. Both different vibes. Raw's, of course, filled with much more anger and animosity, I'd say. And there still is some in here on SmackDown's, but still a lot more... There's less anger, okay? Undisputed Era's breakup formed a lot of anger. Keith and John respect each other. I mean, Roman and Thaddeus probably don't like anyone in this match, but still, more respect. As overall, this episode of SmackDown gets high 80s, gets a 90, that's pretty high 80. 90 rating for the show, Good episode of Smackdown, good episode of shows. Very happy. The build up to Money in the Bank goes on, and it goes on so beautifully and so well. I cannot wait. We only have one more episode worth of shows, one more Raw, one more NXT, one more SmackDown before we get to Money in the Bank. The go home shows next time. I am very excited for those, and then Money in Beyond that. I am very, very excited for that. I hope you have enjoyed. I really do. I'm enjoying. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We have all the contestants for both Money in the Bank matches set, so I'd love to hear who you think will win and who you want to win, because those can definitely be very different things. So let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, why don't you leave a like and subscribe for more if you are enjoying and you have enjoyed. I hope you are, and I hope you have, and I hope you're looking forward to Money in the Bank and beyond. We've got Money in the Bank. Next month's premium live event is Crown Jewel, and after that is SummerSlam. And I just finished the logo for SummerSlam taking place as Wembley, as announced at No Mercy, I want to say. So I'll just pop it on screen for you now, because I think it's a good logo. I worked hard on it, and I like it. I like it. You know what? It's basic, but I like it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that little sneak preview. It's not even a sneak preview, it's just a logo, but you know, it's London, it's Wembley. I like it. That's it. Like, subscribe. Really hope you enjoyed. Let me know who you want and think is going to win Money in the Bank. And as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.